Should we burn up waste management plasticity, or bury it? With China rejected recent monthly to take any more than overseas waste management for recirculation, the UK is cladding a problem. How can it recirculate more than of its own waste management? And should it bury it or burn up the cheap grade waste management how it can recirculate? We're hard to reply the other issue. And it surely divides opinions. So which are the facts on plasticity waste management? News story accountable proposed lot of the was polluted by some nonsense, and had to be burnt. Recall, the is packing, not all plasticity waste management. So should we burn up our difficult to recycle waste management, or bury it? There's the instance for flaming. Plasticity is done of oil and gazette, and it creates a lot of warmth while he's burnt. So at first view it makes feeling to gear how by flaming it in an incineration plant to do power. He's though more than effective if the incineration plant can seize the waste management warmth of the trial and use it to hot offices and homes. Flaming plasticity the way now substitutes in several places for flaming filthy fossil embers love oil or charcoal. Mark Posse, the prudent MP for rugby football, is president of the all-party team for the packing manufacture production. How strikes me as a lot superior use of the thermal importance of packing rather than send it to garbage dump. His reason is backed by the human beings who run combustion, the Ecological Services Associate, ESA. Its CEO Jacob Haler said it is superior to restore power of non-recyclable waste management via combustion, rather than email it to garbage dump. Mr. Haler says how common hothouse gas emissions of combustion are reduced rather than of garbage dump. So it seems down there's a powerful instance for combustion, but he's not rather how easy. Since such statistic are relying on the combustion of general waste management consisting plastic, not of plasticity waste management one. Lot of our domestic waste management in landfills does really build hothouse gases how warmth the planet, except they are seized as garbage dump gazette. But the doesn't use to plastic, that are very steady. They don't break down downward in garbage dump, so don't radiate hothouse gases. Or, in reality, down there's a powerful instance versus incinerating plastic. Flaming plasticity creates detrimental dioxins, and if incinerators are ineffective, these leakage in the environmental. Contemporary incinerators are told to include substantially allowed the issue. But environment changing is else review. The doesn't do feeling if the by the government's hard to bring CO2 emissions, except the by the government conducted dramatic activity to bring the sum of plasticity in unrecycled waste management. Environmental groups as well terror how if the UK-based new incinerators to manage in the stock created by China's aversion of waste management plasticity, the politics will castle in a consumer demand for flaming waste management plasticity how perfect should get processed. The by the government seems to include been convinced by the reason. The Environmental Secretary Therese Coffey said the House of Commons, in ecological regulation, it is usually superior to bury it plasticity rather than to burn up he. Really we could go one move future and do the instance how burial waste management plasticity in garbage dump is in fact a inexpensive shape of carbon sequestration seize and store. Governments include been promise for many decades to evolve seedling how will seize the carbon sequestration emissions of force stations and strengthen them in subterranean rock. Burial plasticity would include the identical impact of closing up undesirable carbon sequestration at a fraction of the price. While we get to the phase of decisive if to burn up or bury it waste management, we include already unsuccessful several more than and later unsuccessful once again, yet, it is more secure to include how fail rather than to distribution it via the ambience in the shape of toxicity gases. The issue may appear quite academia, but it is very appropriate for a by the government whose environmental registrar is preparation a new schedule for waste management, and who has set out how the UK must halt offshoring our mud. Roger Haraben accountable on waste management for wireless 4's PM program through the 1 week.